Hey everybody, KC here. So we've survived the storm that hit the Northeast United States. I'm happy to tell you it ended up not being quite as bad as people thought it was going to be. Of course, that's really easy for me to say. I was prohibited by my doctors from going out or shoveling or pushing the snow blowers. So it kind of was up to Mrs. Content Guy and our neighbors to do it. So it's a little easy for me to say it wasn't all that bad. Anyway, we seem to have survived. Anyway, this morning, not so much a business lesson, but sort of a life lesson that the snow makes me think about. So when I came into adulthood, right, which is a long, like 50 years ago, right, I had certain goals for myself. Personal goals, not professional goals. But one thing I didn't want to do is I did not want to live anywhere near the place where I was born or grown up. I was born in Greenwich Village and was raised in the suburbs. I didn't want to live anywhere near there. I also never wanted to live in a suburb, and I didn't want to live in any place where it snowed during the winter. Those were sort of just three goals I had for myself in terms of where I wanted to live and how I wanted to live. Well, it ends up that I have spent virtually my entire adult life living in a Connecticut suburb of New York. And as you can see, it snows. And every once in a while I have this conversation with people and they'll say, well, what happened? My response is always the same. I met a girl. And yes, the girl eventually became Mrs. Content Guy. And but here's the life lesson, and this is especially to the younger morning newsbeat readers, which is, sometimes life does not turn out the way you expected it to, but often it turns out better, which, quite frankly, it's Valentine's Day, which is a pretty good message. Sometimes it turns out better, and sometimes it turns out better than you ever could have expected or hoped. Anyway, that is what's on my mind this Valentine's Day. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.